Remote closing is an absolute scam, okay? Despite what everybody tells you online, it's probably one of the worst models to get into for a beginner and for an appointment setter looking to transition, okay? I've been an appointment setter myself for 2 years, and I'm gonna run you through in this video why I will never touch the remote closing model with a 10-foot barge pole, okay? There's more to it that meets the eye, and what everybody tells you online isn't actually very true, and I'm gonna expose a lot of that in this video right now. Hello guys, welcome. So those of you that don't know who I am, I've been an appointment setter for 2 years now. I've made well over 6 figures with it. I've worked with people like Charlie Morgan and William Brown. I've changed my life with appointment setting. And normally the common transition for an appointment setter is to eventually become a remote closer, okay? And I actually see a lot of people, right, that are looking to get into the remote sales space. They're looking to get into closing straight away. I'm going to run you through why, as an appointment setter myself, why I will never, ever, ever become a closer, okay? And it might just save some of you that are already appointment setters looking to transition, and it also might save some of you that are looking to get into remote sales, okay? Because this, honestly, this model, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole, like I just said at the start of this video. It's really not something I get into. And if you guys want to get into it, that's fine, but I want you to at least understand this before you do, because there's more to it than meets the eye, right? So without further ado, let's get into it. So number one, you need to redefine your goals. What is the reasons that you want to get into remote sales or remote closing anyway? Okay. Now I can almost guarantee it's because you said you wanted money and freedom, right? With appointment setting, you get both. And you probably experienced that already if you've been an appointment setter. With appointment setting, you get both. You get money and you also get freedom to work whenever you want to. The work that you do, you can just respond to DMs. You can do cold calling, for example. That's a little bit more hands-on. I personally am a fan of DM setting because it's more freedom based. I travel the world. I go to Spain and Dubai and, just other countries monthly. Like I try and travel once per month. I'm able to do that as an appointment setter. Okay. With closing, you don't really get any kind of freedom. And the reason why is because these people tell you they make 10K a month online. You don't see how many sales calls they're actually taking to make 10K a month. Okay. So it's very obviously it's volume based because it's performance based, right? And they need to take more calls. There's a lot of issues like, show up rate, which they're not responsible for. That's the offer owner's job to kind of have leads show up and have assistants make them show up on time. So for example, these people can be in a certain place at a certain time taking a call and they don't even know if the call is going to show up, right? So that kind of messes up their schedule a lot. They have to really be at somewhere at a certain time to actually take the call. They have to take loads of calls to actually make 10K a month, for example. It's really hands-on. The calls that you do are very... I'll get into this in a second, but the calls that you actually do take a lot of your focus and a lot of your energy. With appointment setting, you can just respond to DMs as long as you're good at what you do and you can do it quickly. That's fine. You can travel, no problem. With closing, it's a lot more difficult. You have to be somewhere at a certain time all of the time. That's not always feasible when you go on holiday or when you travel. When you do appointment setting, all you need is just a decent Wi-Fi connection or mobile data, 4G, and you can do it that way. Okay, so with appointment setting, you get both. You get money and you get freedom. You don't get as much money, but you get more freedom. With closing, you get more money, but nowhere near as much freedom. Okay, you really are glued to the PC all day, every day, basically. And like I said, very, very hard to manage while traveling. Okay, now the next one is elite focus. Okay, so you really do have to make it your life on top of already making it your life. And what I mean by that is people already have a really strict schedule for the calls they're taking every single day in their calendar. But I know closers, and to be fair to them, they're making a lot of money, right? But they literally change their life and really have it really rigid and structured to try and optimize their performance for closing deals. Okay, so they have a really strict sleep schedule, really strict daily routine, really strict diet, to be on top performance. I've seen people really edit their life in not necessarily a very healthy way, okay, to try and perform optimally to close these deals for the business owner they're working with, right? And the way that I look at it, right, is the sacrifice some of these guys make to make a load of money with closing. They should just go and start their own business and put that same sacrifice into their own business and make more money, right? They really do make it their life, okay? It's kind of like professional footballers. It's their life revolves around football, or professional athletes in general. It's revolving around the sport. Everything is optimized for elite performance in that realm. I just feel like if you're going to do that much for somebody else's offer, right, where they're going to make 90% of the profit, if you're going to sacrifice that much, just go and start your own business. Honestly, just go and start your own business. You'll make more money. Like, I don't understand why these closers, like, they're elite focus. Just go and start your own business, mate. Like, the sacrifice that you're doing is ridiculous for somebody else that's making all of the money. You're changing your life and optimizing it for closing, but the other person makes all the money. Just go and start your own business and put the same sacrifice in there. I don't understand it, okay? So keep that in mind. Elite focus, you have to really make it your life on top of already making it your life, okay? The next one is specific character type, right? So it really does take a certain type of person. It's really, really, really cutthroat being a closer, okay? And you will be eaten alive by competitors and prospects, okay? Again, you might as well just have your own business at that rate, okay? Like, the amount of like competition you're going to deal with, the amount of crap you have to deal with on these calls, the amount of stress you have to go through, like, you really do have to be a specific type of person to handle it. And in my opinion, the same kind of person that can run a multi 7-figure business is kind of the same person that is like a full-time elite closer. So why don't you just go and become, I know it's not that easy to go and start like a 7-figure company, but in my opinion, I'd rather put the same amount of effort and time into starting my own business and keeping all the money than closing for someone else. Okay, you really do have to have like a specific character type. It's not a case of you watch some sales video online, now you're going to try and become a closer. No, you have to have this specific character type to be able to handle it long term, right? And again, if you are that kind of character, right, and you have these traits, just go and start your own company, mate. Okay, just go and start your own company. You'll make more money, right? So super important to understand. The next one is it's super high churn rate. This is really important as well. It's not a stable thing, right? Now, granted, appointment setting and business in general is not a stable thing. But with closing specifically, I've seen it. I nearly became a closer, and I'm really glad that I didn't. I had it offered to me by a pretty big company. Luckily, I didn't actually become a closer in the end. But like, it's not a stable thing. It's not a stable job, and that's basically what it is. It's a job, right? Unless you're good, right? You're constantly jumping from offer to offer, and each role has strict hygiene standards, which is fair, right? But sometimes the hygiene standards that you make, that's not good, are phenomenally difficult to meet, right? Some of them have like really high closing rates that you have to hit. And for example, the offer that they're selling doesn't really facilitate the closing rate they're asking for. And then they'll kick you off the offer if you can't match it, right? And there's a lot of due diligence that goes into actually making sure that can work, okay? So just be very careful of that too. It's also not very beginner friendly. Despite what you hear online, it's not beginner friendly to get into. For example, a good closing role, you're not going to get one straight off the bat as a complete beginner. Okay, a good closing role that's actually making 10K a month like everybody's telling you, you have to have experience to start. No offer owner, right? I promise you now, no offer owner is just going to give you a chance because you're a beginner and they like your character on some role where you can make 10K a month. They'd rather give the calls to someone they know can close them, okay? So to actually get on a good closing role that everybody's selling you on, you have to have experience, okay? So yeah, it's just not very feasible for beginners, okay? And also, it's basically a glorified, well-paid 9-to-5. I briefly touched on this already, but most of you do it to have freedom and to be your own boss, right? The truth is, when you're a closer, you have more responsibility, more rules, more stress, and more misery, okay? Most closers that I speak to, and I'm friends with quite a lot of closers, they're secretly miserable, right? They secretly actually want to go and start their own business, which I recommend they should, right? But hey, at least they make 10K a month. Some months, right? That's the thing. Not all of them make 10K a month. They say they make 10K a month. It's actually quite inconsistent with closers making 10K a month, unless the offer's really high ticket. A lot of closers say they make 10K a month. They actually have a few 10K months, and it's not consistent, and they're jumping from offer to offer, and it's really, really stressful. Okay. So yeah, quick video for you guys, but a quick bonus. The way appointment setting is going with the rise of AI, right? A lot of you might think you're going to be replaced, yeah? And a lot of you will be replaced. But those of you that actually lean into the AI thing, which is what I'm teaching people now, you're going to make much more than closers actually can. Okay, if you leverage appointment setting and AI, you'll be able to make more than closers can without any of the stuff that I've just listed above there, right? So, yep, thanks for watching the video. If you guys want to learn how to basically, if you're looking to get into appointment setting, or you're an appointment setter and you're struggling and you don't really know how to use AI and you're worried about being replaced, which is a fair concern because a lot of you are 3 to 6 months away from being replaced, there is going to be a link down below in the description running you through how I can help you land a high ticket AI proof role. Okay, I can help you become a high ticket AI proof appointment setter the same way that I did myself. Okay, so if that sounds of interest, click the link down below in the description, book in a call, and I'll run you through how that works. Full transparency, it's a sales call. If you don't want to be sold to, don't click it. But if you're serious about making this work, you're sick of like not making any kind of a success with this, and you want to stay AI proof, right, and not have AI knocking your door, Click that link, book on a call, and I'll run you through exactly how I can help you. Thanks for watching. Take care.